So if you watching this, look at what you're doing to the kid, man. I don't even know who I am no more. Talk was definitely worth the money. You know how they was like, yo, would you take the talk or the money? It was definitely worth it.
Diddy's son, Christian, aka King Combs, is now being sued, just like his father is. A woman filed a lawsuit against King, alleging that in late 2022, right before New Year's Eve.
What do Jeffrey Epstein, R. Kelly, Harvey Weinstein, and Sean Diddy Combs have in common? Well, according to Jaguar Wright's revelations, they're all somehow connected to Jay-Z.
Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common.
For years, Jay-Z has dodged controversy, letting others in his circle take the fall. But now, his reputation could be on the line, especially with Diddy's sons hinting that Jay-Z's role in the industry might be more questionable than anyone thought.
Your advice would be, say no to the 500 grand and take the dinner with Hov.
Definitely take the dinner with Hov.
They're threatening to expose some of the entertainment industry's deepest secrets. And if you're thinking Diddy's recent arrest is just an isolated event, it might actually be part of a much bigger scheme. This is a game of power, one where top players like Jay-Z are making moves to protect themselves while letting others, like Diddy, take the heat.
Y'all don't see the lineup? Jay-Z is setting Diddy up.
You see, Diddy has been a massive figure in the industry, right alongside Jay-Z. But now that Diddy's name is all over the news for disturbing allegations, where is Jay-Z? The two have supported each other for years, so why has Jay gone quiet just when Diddy needs friends the most? Justin Combs, Diddy's son, seems to think that Jay-Z and others may be distancing themselves for a reason, possibly to shield their own reputations from Diddy's fallout. Some are even wondering if Diddy is being sacrificed to keep higher-ups like Jay-Z out of the spotlight. Jay-Z has spent years building a carefully managed public image, untouchable, clean, and above the drama. But what if it's all just a show? Some insiders speculate that Jay-Z may actually be using Diddy's downfall as a cover, redirecting attention away from his own past actions. After all, people don't rise to the top in this industry without making some shady moves. And with Diddy's controversies all over the headlines, he might be the perfect distraction for anyone looking to avoid scrutiny.
Because he's the acceptable monster at this time, like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch.
Here's where things could get even messier. Justin Combs might have a front row view of Jay-Z's hidden dealings. Insiders claim Jay-Z has made secret business moves that would grab headlines if they were ever exposed, involving shadowy partnerships, offshore accounts, and behind-the-scenes favors with powerful figures. And let's not overlook rumors about music industry manipulation, exclusive contracts, payouts, and the control over who rises and who falls. Now, with Justin potentially ready to reveal what he knows, Jay-Z's secrets may not stay buried for much longer. If Justin decides to talk, Jay-Z might have to answer for things he thought he'd left in the past. Justin's grown up surrounded by these powerful figures. He's witnessed things most of us will never know about. We've all seen Jay-Z and Diddy together over the years. Business deals, private gatherings, and those mysterious meetings out of the public eye. Now with Diddy facing serious accusations, the real question is, could Jay-Z be more involved than he's letting on? Jay-Z has always maintained a squeaky clean image, but whispers in the industry tell a different story. Let's rewind to his associations with Jeffrey Epstein, a name infamous for horrendous crimes yet conveniently distant from Jay-Z's career. Or so it seems. While Jay-Z seems to have distanced himself publicly, there are plenty of sources that suggest otherwise. Corey Holcomb, in a now viral interview, claimed he saw Beyoncé and Jay-Z on Epstein's infamous island. But what were they doing there? And why haven't they addressed these accusations? In the controversial interview, Holcomb didn't hold back, accusing the superstar couple of being involved in some shocking activities. His statements have sparked widespread debate and raised eyebrows across the entertainment industry.
Everybody going to see Beyonce, but let me tell you something. I think it is highly offensive for people who are smart enough to really know what's happening.
Holcomb's tirade began with his disdain for the public's adoration of Beyoncé, questioning the morality behind her fame. He then launched into a more serious accusation involving the notorious Epstein Island.
Y'all talking about R. Kelly. Beyonce was on that island where they was kids. Beyonce was up.
This was the first bombshell linking Beyonce to the infamous island known for its association with Jeffrey Epstein. Holcomb didn't mince words, alleging that both Beyonce and Jay-Z were present on the island.
Beyonce and the camel.
Yeah. They say she was in there like, uh-oh.
Right.
I hope I can go see her again. I've
She was
seen her
singing to
about
little
4 times.
kids. If you like it, put your mouth on it.
Holcomb further insinuated that Beyonce's presence on the island was not just a visit, but a deeper involvement, mocking the idea that she was performing inappropriate acts.
You give her a pass. You give her a pass. She can have a concert and everything after she's a known participant on Island.
Here, Holcomb criticized the media and public for allegedly giving Beyonce a pass despite her supposed involvement in such scandalous activities, drawing a stark comparison to how other celebrities are treated.
It's like people want to dismiss it. That's why you can't tell me nothing about what the media say about nobody.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the media is going to make a bad guy out of whoever they want to be the bad guy.
Holcomb expressed his distrust in the media, arguing that they manipulate narratives to protect certain individuals while vilifying others. He contrasted this with how R. Kelly has been portrayed, suggesting a double standard.
Beyonce and Jay-Z are linked to Island. What? Huh? You ain't got nothing to say, do you? But R. Kelly, the bad guy.
Regardless, Epstein is not the only controversial figure that Jay-Z has allegedly been involved with. Apparently, Jay-Z also had a relationship with Harvey Weinstein. A quick Google search shows several pictures of Jay-Z and Weinstein together, not just hanging out but attending big events, award shows, and exclusive gatherings. One picture that stands out is of them at the Los Angeles Press Club's Truth Teller Awards ceremony, an event meant to honor truth and integrity. Looking back, it's pretty ironic, considering that Weinstein's dark secrets were exposed not long after. Fans are shocked by how close these two seemed. Jay-Z, who built his image on coming up from the streets, didn't seem bothered by being around Weinstein. Now that the world knows about Weinstein's disturbing history, people wonder if Jay-Z had any idea about Weinstein's actions or just ignored the signs. What's even more surprising, in 2017, just months after the #MeToo movement exposed Weinstein, Jay-Z reportedly thought about buying Weinstein's share in his company, the Weinstein Company. It's strange timing, considering that the scandal was already making headlines. In fact, in 2016, only a year before the scandal, Jay-Z signed a deal with the Weinstein Company, giving them first dibs on producing his film and TV projects. TMZ reported that people close to Jay-Z said he wanted to keep growing his connection with the company, even as whispers about Weinstein's behavior floated around Hollywood. For fans, it raises a big question. Did Jay-Z know what Weinstein was up to, or was he just focused on his career and didn't look too closely? Or could it be that Jay-Z turned on his powerful allies to protect his own interests? Now here's where R. Kelly's involvement in this story becomes relevant. According to sources close to Kelly, the R&B star has been speaking out about the similarities between his own situation and Diddy's. R. Kelly, who is currently serving time for his crimes, claims that he too was targeted while behind bars. Why? Because he wanted to expose another huge name, Jay-Z.
Sean Carter is worse.
Uh-oh. Oh, man.
He's smarter. He's patient. He's not sloppy.
He will slump anyone in any relationship for $1.
According to R. Kelly, powerful figures wanted to silence him when he started talking about Jay-Z's alleged crimes. Kelly has made no secret of his disdain for Jay-Z, and in the past, there have been rumors about Jay-Z's involvement in some very questionable activities, including alleged involvement with UH girls, most notably Foxy Brown and Aaliyah.
I'm going to expose somebody that we all forget about. Y'all see this picture of Jay-Z with Aaliyah when she was underage? Y'all forgot about Jay, huh?
Interestingly enough, Jay-Z and R. Kelly once collaborated during the early to mid-2000s for 2 albums, The Best of Both Worlds in 2002 and the 2004 follow-up Unfinished Business. Their partnership, despite promising beginnings, turned sour during a co-headlining tour that quickly descended into chaos. You see, R. Kelly found himself feeling threatened by certain individuals in the crowd. Having already received threats prior to the performance, his anxiety heightened as he observed suspicious suspicious behavior among some attendees. The atmosphere grew tense, and R. Kelly's concern for his safety became a pressing issue. Despite his attempts to alert the security personnel, his concerns were unfortunately dismissed with a sense of unease and a lack of support. He took a moment to address the audience, expressing his apologies for having to abruptly depart the stage before making his exit. As if that wasn't enough, he was pepper sprayed by Tyron Ty Smith, a close friend of Jay-Z, on his way back to the stage. This incident marked the beginning of the end for their tumultuous relationship. Meanwhile, the disappointment and frustration were palpable, both for R. Kelly and his fans who were eagerly anticipating the performance. The incident is particularly shocking due to R. Kelly's belief that Jay-Z played a role in the threats against him. He perceived Jay-Z's actions as an attempt to harm him during the tour, although the exact motivations remain unclear. This unexpected turn of events caused a rift between the two artists, with Jay-Z reportedly expressing anger over R. Kelly's sudden departure. In the aftermath of the tour's collapse, legal battles ensued. R. Kelly filed a staggering $75 million lawsuit against his former tourmate, accusing him of breach of contract. This lawsuit not only reflected their deteriorating professional ties, but also hinted at the underlying tensions between the two artists.
I think it's time for us to address the elephant in the room.
R. Kelly was the first corporately sponsored pedophile. Everybody knew.
Once it came out on R. Kelly, Jay-Z fled the scene.
Meanwhile, fans have commented on this, with one particular fan claiming, "Anyone that knows the story of when the world tour went wrong and R. Kelly sued Jay-Z for $75 million and all of a sudden the lady producing Surviving R. Kelly documentary being well connected to Jay-Z, it wouldn't surprise me if there's some truth to this story. Not saying R. Kelly is innocent or a saint himself, but Jay-Z is known for trying to destroy other artists' careers, especially those he saw as a competitive threat, whether they're rappers or R&B singers, and believe me, R. Kelly was way bigger back then than R. Kelly in terms of popularity and impact. R. Kelly is still bigger in terms of impact even till today, but not so much popularity anymore because his crazy-ish he's been doing." A second fan gave their perspective on the Best of Both World tour, saying, "I believe that Jay-Z was jealous of RK. I went to that Best of Both Worlds tour in Cleveland, Ohio that year, and Jay-Z came out on stage and did all right, but Jay-Z was trash talking about can't nobody rap like him, he the best, he this, he that, until Kells came back out on stage with no music and gave the longest ass rap I ever heard without stopping, inhaling, coughing, or anything, and the whole entire building stood up and clapped. I remember that standing ovation being so loud, I felt that vibration all in my chest. Jay-Z didn't come back out after that. Kells closed the show. I think both guys had egos, but I believe Jay-Z did feel some type of way because Kells was getting the most attention on tour. In any case, R. Kelly has been vocal about wanting to bring Jay-Z down, and according to Kelly, the system tried to silence him before he could say too much. Could Diddy be facing the same fate? The connection between R. Kelly and Diddy's situations is too strong to ignore. Both men have found themselves in the crosshairs of some of the most powerful people in the entertainment industry. R. Kelly has long claimed that he was the target of an assassination attempt while in prison. According to reports, Kelly was attacked by a fellow inmate and member of the Latin Kings gang, who allegedly acted on orders from higher-ups within the system. Jeremiah Farmer is a 39-year-old member of the notorious Latin Kings gang who was convicted not only for de-racketeering, but also for the brutal eliminations of two businessmen back in 1999. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. It all began with Farmer's involvement in a racketeering conspiracy dating back to 1999, as revealed by federal prosecutors. This conspiracy wasn't just about making money. It involved a string of heinous acts ranging from attempted elimination to aggravated assault, STFing, and substance distribution. These weren't just run-of-the-mill crimes. They were heinous acts that included the brutal elimination of Marion Lowry and Harvey Seegers, owners of Calumet Auto Rebuilders, two businessmen who fell victim to Farmer's merciless agenda. The details are chilling. They were beaten to death with a hammer at their own place of business in Hammond. Farmer's actions really terrorized communities, leaving a trail of devastation in its wake. As the FBI's special agent in charge, Paul Keenan, aptly put it, Farmer terrorized the community with his violent actions, but his sentencing wasn't just about locking up a dangerous criminal. It was about sending a message that such behavior would not be tolerated. Fast forward to July 2019, and Farmer found himself facing the consequences of his crimes. Alongside 42 other gang members seeking convicted of racketeering, conspiracy, and drug charges, he was sentenced to life in prison. But even behind bars, his story took a bizarre turn. So, a jail cell in downtown Chicago, R. Kelly, awaiting trial on his own charges of SA, found himself the target of Farmer's fury. In a handwritten filing to the 7th Circuit Court of Appeals, Farmer made a startling admission. He attacked none other than the R&B singer R. Kelly while they were both incarcerated. According to Farmer, he was compelled to carry out this as a desperate plea for attention to shed light on what he claimed was government corruption in his own case, painting himself as a whistleblower fighting against injustice.
Farmer, in jail for racketeering conspiracy, lays it all out in this appeal to the 7th Circuit.
This shocking revelation thrust Farmer into the spotlight once again, but it also raised questions about the circumstances surrounding the attack on Kelly. Farmer's claims painted a picture of frustration and desperation. He supposedly resorted to violence as a last resort, hoping to draw attention to his own legal plight. Locked down amidst the chaos of the COVID-19 pandemic, denied access to legal resources and feeling abandoned by his defense team, Farmer saw Kelly as a means to an end, alleging that he had been failed by the very system meant to deliver justice. The details of the attack are chilling. Kelly, asleep in his cell at the Metropolitan Correctional Center in downtown Chicago, was caught off guard when Farmer launched. According to reports, Farmer punched Kelly repeatedly before being stopped by a prison employee who used pepper spray to intervene. Farmer also allegedly had an ink pen with him that he was going to use to stab Mr. Kelly. The incident left Kelly battered and bruised, while Farmer was swiftly transferred to another prison, his moment in the spotlight dimming as quickly as it had flared. But the fallout didn't end there. Kelly's legal team sought answers, hoping to question Farmer about the attack. However, their efforts were thwarted by a federal judge who denied their request, ruling that the wasn't reason enough to grant Kelly bail. Meanwhile, it seems Jay-Z has double-crossed even the closest of his friends. In fact, he even betrayed his best friend DeHaven Irby back in the day. In fact, DeHaven was so scarred by the betrayal that he warned all of Jay's closest pals to be on the lookout.
You know, it was so easy for Jay to turn his back on me. You think Dame stood a chance? You think Jazzo stood a chance? You think Source Money stood a chance? You think all the rest of them, you think they stood a chance?
In a 2007 interview with Vulture, Irby revealed that much of the life Jay-Z rapped about, he didn't actually live. He insinuated that the Brooklyn rapper was a low-level dealer and nothing like the kingpin Jigga portrayed himself to be. I'm telling you, he over-exaggerates. He was there to see things, but doing some big-time Frank Lucas type thing? No, Irby explained. He nickeled and dimed, but nothing on a major scale. He definitely didn't sell nothing in Marcy. Spanish Jose, who he mentions a lot in his songs, was a friend of mine. Jay didn't have no affiliation to Spanish Jose. The former coke dealer even alluded to Jay-Z admitting that he appropriated Irby's life. He's been talking about me since day one on a lot of his albums. He mentioned me on The Black Album, and I hadn't seen him in years. DeHaven Irby has been a public critic of his former best friend Jay-Z for years. When he was released from prison, he sounded off in a series of YouTube videos about how Jay had abandoned him in 1998 when he was hit with federal drug conspiracy charges. Last year, Irby accused the first hip-hop artist to become a billionaire of working with the feds. People should know that some hip-hop artists have beaten federal cases by becoming government informants, Irby said. As far as the affiliation with him, Jay-Z, dealing with government informants, that's no secret at all. Do I think it's crazy that nobody brings that subject up? Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, of course they affiliating with them people, Irby said during an interview on the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. The more I look at it and the more I understand it more and more. That's why I'm not a part of that. It seems to be clearer and clearer each time. It would have been impossible for Jay-Z to avoid doing prison time if he wasn't working with the feds, Irby said. It's just impossible for me to understand how they don't have Jay and they got all these conversations with him. It just don't make sense. It'll never make sense to me. Irby added that Roc Nation's willingness to hire Desiree Perez as chief operating officer in 2008 and promote her to CEO in 2019, despite knowing she was a government informant in the 1990s, is further proof that the revered hip-hop company is in bed with the US government. What else you gonna do? When you working with them, what else you gonna do? She gonna be around. That's what's just like suspicious to me. Homegirl got a strong position in there, and it's crazy that you know her background and you know what we stand for. So it's just self-explanatory. You gotta be working with them, Irby continued. Far as I'm concerned, Roc Nation is run by the government. Irby went on to say, I'll call a spade all day. At the end of the day, there's no way possible you can sit and tell me on my case that they ain't got no conversations with Jay Heavy at all. It don't make no sense. At some point, they got a hold of him and he's been working ever since. In any case, Jay-Z may have built an empire, but is it an empire built on betrayal and exploitation? From Epstein to R. Kelly to Weinstein, and now Diddy, the connections paint a disturbing picture, with Diddy's sons rallying to his defense. The question isn't just whether their father is guilty, but whether Jay-Z was the mastermind all along. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.